Let the record reflect we have reconvened with all members present. Please note that Council members Wolkowitz, Bailey, and Rowe are absent excused. As we do the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as mentioned. In my time as mayor, we have stood in silence for moviegoers in Aurora, Colorado, children and teachers in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, office workers in San Bernardino, California, and adults enjoying a night out in Orlando, Florida. And now I'm asking for a moment of silence for 5 police officers murdered in Dallas, Texas. 5 officers protecting citizens exercising the right of freedom of speech. 5 officers willing to risk their lives to save others. So please join me in a moment of silence for Transit Officer Brent Thompson, Officer Patrick Zamarripa, Officer Michael Kroll, Officer Lauren Aarons, Officer Michael Smith, and also please a moment of personal prayer and thought for the families they have left behind, for the entire Dallas police force, and police officers across this country who need and deserve our support as they put their lives on the line every day for us. Please a moment. Thank you. Okay, can I have a motion for executive minutes of both June 13th and June 27, 2016?
So moved.
Second.
These have been discussed already. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, a motion for the regular minutes of June 13th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion for the regular minutes of June 27, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Welcome all. And I want to start off with a thank you to Rob Catanello for filling in for me while I was on vacation. You have raised the bar and running efficient meetings, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And tonight, with due respect to the fact that we are still not at full force, so we have a fairly light agenda planned. And in fact, the one discussion item has been pushed to the July 25th meeting. That's discussing property maintenance on bamboo. So we will probably have another very short meeting. And I want to recognize the life of Bill Bigelow, longtime Madison resident, volunteer, and care provider to Cora Jiggets, who was his childhood babysitter, who, as many of you know, lived to be 106 here in the borough. Bill died over the weekend. And shifting to Employees of the Month. Employee for the month of July is Lisa Quinn of Construction Department for her commitment and dedication in working to close out many old and complicated permits, resulting of issuance of record number of certificates in the month of May, and her mentoring of summer interns and part-time employees. We bring on quite a few interns. They do a great job, and it's people like Lisa Quinn that make it very worthwhile for their time. And anniversaries for July. James Finelli of Department of Public Works, 30 years on July 7th. And Jack Dunn of the Fire Department, 25th anniversary on July 25th. And this just in, hot off the press, congratulations to grandfather Ray Cody.
Yay.
Wow. There we go, right there on the screen. That's Rowan Beckett Cody, born on July 6th. Rowan is the son of Brendan and Julie Cody. Rowan came in at 8 pounds, 2 ounces, 22 inches long, and everyone is doing well. So congratulations, Grandpa. And now for reports from committees. Anyone with the utilities? We're missing both the chair and vice chair. Okay.
I forgot my iPad here.
Okay.
Do water?
You can, if you've got something for water, you can do it when we get to yours. Then health.
Thank you, Mayor. Summer season reminders. With beautiful summer weather comes more time spent outdoors with family and friends in a variety of settings. The Madison Health Department would like to remind you of a few tips to keep yourself, your family, and your environment healthy. Remember to always use sunscreen and/or a hat, even on a cloudy day, as the sun's rays can affect your skin. I didn't write this, but I'm going to repeat it. Just remember: slip, slop, slap, and wrap. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, slap on a hat, and wrap on sunglasses. Keep hydrated and pay attention to any signs of heat exhaustion or stroke. Remember, pets need protection too. Exercise your dog in the morning and evening, avoiding the intense heat of the middle day. Avoid issues with mosquitoes. Make sure there are no stagnant pools of water on your property. When outside, use insect repellent that has DEET. Wildlife is always looking to participate in parties where free food is available. So make sure that all garbage bags are tied and cans covered tightly. Never leave food outside overnight. Various wildlife will also eat vegetable composts, bird seed from feeders, and grass seed in unsecured containers. All can contribute to unwelcome inhabitants. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You have Public Works and Engineering for...
I unfortunately I left my iPad at home, and I didn't. If you have a...
Otherwise, I might go pull it up.
Thank you. Would you like me to do this now?
Yes, Public Works and Engineering. Mr. Catanello covering for Mr. Rowe.
My pleasure. Engineering. Cifelli & Sons Construction completed drainage, curb, and sidewalk work at Cross Street over the past week. Subcontractor construction finished all water utility work for their contract. PSE&G has started a gas main replacement on Kinney and West this week. Downtown Planter reconstruction work was initiated last week, and work is progressing without delay. The Prospect Street reconstruction bids were advertised last week with a due date of July 28th at 10 a.m. 3 contractors have picked up bid documents. Design work in-house has started on the 2017 roads, including Valeview, Lathrop, Gibbons, Park Lane, Howell, and Locust Streets. It is anticipated formal plans and estimates will be available by the end of August. An executive order from Governor Christie dated June 30, 2016 placed all municipal aid projects in moratorium due to financial constraints at the Transportation Trust Fund and the rising state dependence on that funding source. This will not immediately impact any of Madison's construction projects, but will delay promised reimbursements from the state for reconstruction work we have done on Ridgedale and possibly work we plan for Prospect. A pre-bid meeting for the North Street pump station was held with interested bidders July 7, and there are over a dozen plan holders. Bids are due July 26. The sanitary sewer inspection and repair project has had 7 potential bidders pick up bid documents. And finally, for the parks, the Vollers Construction Company indicated they expect to start work on the Danforth Road Sports Field site remediation project on the 18th of July. Contract letters have been sent to contractor Leo Hines regarding poor seed and turf maintenance at the Memorial Park skating rink and sports field. Additional work is required to have the surface playable in September. And finally, the Memorial Park letter of interpretation application will be submitted this week with all state comments addressed. The wetland buffers are anticipated to be 150 feet in forested areas and 50 feet in previously developed areas. The final letter from the state is expected by the end of August. The result will require public projects surrounding the park to submit time-consuming wetland permit applications in the future. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finance and Borough Clerk, Mr. Landrigan.
Thank you. Third quarter tax bills will be mailed this week with a payment due date of August 1st. Residents should note the short turnaround time. The borough's normal 10-day grace period will apply. As in past years, these bills will include the final payments for the third and fourth quarter of this year and preliminary payments for the first and second quarter of next year. Residents that will be away during the second half of July have 2 options. First, you can pay your property taxes online at any time from anywhere by logging on to www.rosenet.org and clicking online bills. Make sure you have your bank account and routing number as well as your property's block and lot number. If that option does not work, then you can call the tax collector at 973-593-3056 and find out the amount of your third quarter tax bill. If you have any questions, please call the tax collector's office at 973-593-3056 or email taxcollector@rosenet.org. Other financial news from the payroll department: employee contributions to the public employees retirement system increased effective July 1st. All enrolled borough employees are now paying additional contributions into that pension fund. The payroll department reconciled and processed the second quarter IROC with the state of New Jersey. IROC stands for Internet Report of Contributions and is a lengthy certification process that confirms pension contributions and other information. Thank you, Mayor.
Public safety, and if you have anything from community affairs, and also water utility. Ms. Vitale.
All right, I'll start with public safety. From the fire department, during the month of June, the fire department responded to 131 incidents. There were 29 general alarms, 24 still alarms, 30 investigations, 48 medical calls. The new battery-powered Jaws of Life was placed into service, and all members have been trained on the new hydraulic rescue tool. I didn't get a report from the police department, but I'd like to read an editorial that was in the Madison Eagle. I thought it was very appropriate, and Chief Datchison did share it with his personnel today. This was the editorial July 8th. Our hearts go out to the police department of Dallas, Texas, in the wake of murder of 5 police officers and the wounding of 7 others by sniper Thursday night, and to the officers' family, friends, and loved ones. We know these shootings, a continent away, affect all of America, and that includes our community. To every officer in our local police department, we want to say thank you. Thank you for your dedication in protecting our property, our safety, and our lives. Thank you for the sacrifices that you and your family make in taking on this difficult and sometimes dangerous responsibility. We understand the special bond among police officers, and we know that you share the grief and pain over the terrible losses Thursday night in Dallas. And we want you to know we stand with you. We understand the selfless work you do for our community, and we share that pain with you. I thought it was very appropriate that we should let our policemen know that we are standing behind them. From utilities, this is a water, this is from the water department. Water samples taken for state-mandated testing for total coliform, E. coli, volatile organic compounds is ongoing. 41 requests for locating and marking underground utilities, marked out street for PSE&G mains that are being abandoned. 3 services were turned off on at the curb for inside plumbing repairs. 75 outside registers for water meters were repaired, replaced, or installed in new homes. 1 demo, water off, meter out. 2 curb boxes were dug and replaced. The water main for the KRE project was relocated. Investigated a water leak on Pomeroy and West Street, both homeowners' side. Checked low pressure problem on Treadwell Avenue. The water department's new mini excavator was also delivered this past week. I don't have anything for community affairs, sir.
Thank you very much. Any communications or petitions?
None received, Mayor.
Okay, we're on to our first of 2 invitations for discussion. The second one will come very shortly. This one is limited to any items on our agenda discussion, which is right now just the State Highway Route 24 improvement update. And you also may comment on any of the resolutions. Any ordinances have a separate hearing. You may comment on at the time of the hearings. And when wishing to comment on agenda items, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. And with the agenda discussions, more of a an announcement, and if there's any council discussion on this, obviously we can go forward. As we know, Park Avenue is changing rapidly as we speak. You know, some of it in Madison and some of it as it goes into Florham Park and then into neighboring towns as the Honeywell is being redeveloped. Prior to that, with the agreement of, or the understanding of the county and the state, Park Avenue and Columbia Turnpike would pass or be past the grade as far as, and pass is not the right word, as a failed intersection. For anyone that lives in Madison coming from 287, you know what the routine is. You come off of that Route 24, so you're going from 55 miles per hour down the ramp, and then you have to work your way across 3 lanes of traffic to get to the left turn lane into Park Avenue. And if you head east on, or head west on Park Avenue on any afternoon around 5 o'clock, you know how it's backing up already. That is not good for an area which is prime space for people to live and work, and there's all the neighboring communities. So, and the only way we're going to solve it is with cooperation from the federal government, state government, county, and local. So with that in mind, I have arranged for a meeting on July 26th to discuss ways to solve this Route 24 issue, and there have been already drawings put out as far as a flyover, which would create direct access from 24 East to Park Avenue East. And at the meeting, it will include Congressman Rodney Frelinghuysen, area mayors from Hanover, East Hanover, Morristown, Morris Township, Harding, both Chathams and Florham Park. Acting Commissioner of New Jersey Department of Transportation, Richard Hammer, Governor Richard Cody, Senator Anthony Bucco, Assemblyman Anthony Bucco, Assemblyman John McKeon, and Assemblywoman Mila Jacey. So hopefully we'll be able to impress upon our legislators the need to make this a priority, and as the Transportation Trust Fund gets funded again, and as our Congressman, Rodney Frelinghuysen, can work in getting some federal funds, hopefully we can get some relief to the area. So, any questions or further discussion on that?
Is it going to be open to the public?
No.
No, it's just,
Yeah, a work session.
okay, a work session.
But we will share any appropriate outcome from that meeting, we will share it to the public. Okay. Moving on, for ordinance for hearing, will the clerk please read the statement?
Okay, the ordinance is scheduled for hearing, were introduced by title and passed on the first reading at the regular meeting of the council held on June 27, 2016. All were posted and filed according to law, and copies were made available to the general public requesting same.
I call up ordinances for second reading and ask the clerk to read said ordinances by title.
Ordinance 52, 2016, ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing certain affordable housing provisions of chapters 195-46, 195-47, and 195-48 of the Madison Borough Code entitled Land Development Ordinance.
I open the hearing for ordinance 52. Anyone wishing to comment or have questions, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 52-2016.
I'll second it.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Catalanello?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 52-2016 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in a newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law.
Ordinance 53, 2016, ordinance of the Borough of Madison appropriating $100,000 from the General Capital Improvement Fund for fuel storage expansion at the Department of Public Works.
I open the hearing on ordinance 53. Anyone wishing to comment or have questions, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 53-2016.
I'll second.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Catalanello?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 53-2016 adopted and finally passed, and I ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in a newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. We are now on to our second invitation for discussion. This is when you may comment on any topic. Please step up to the lectern, state your name, your address, write the same on the clipboard, and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. There are no ordinances for introduction. As mentioned, Ordinance 54, which was on the agenda, will be discussed and is on the July 25th agenda when we'll back to full strength. Consent agenda resolutions. Will the clerk please read the statement?
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
Okay, before the motion, let me have our attorney read the added line to Resolution 219.
219-2016, which is the resolution of the Borough of Madison authorizing an application for Phase 2 of the Borough Fund for Senior Care Age-Friendly Communities Grant. At the very end, it will say, be it further resolved that this resolution will become effective immediately upon passage, and be it further resolved that this resolution is expressly contingent upon the Board of Health providing a quarterly report documenting the direct and indirect costs incurred as a result of the Phase 2 GRATA grant to the Madison governing body.
Okay, motion for the consent agenda.
Mayor, I move resolutions 212-2016 through 222-2016 inclusive.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Catalanello?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Okay, there is no unfinished business. Approval of vouchers.
Okay. Public safety, $55,858.27. Health and public assistance, $1,548.85. Public works and engineering, $69,746.16. Community affairs, $58,737.01. Finance and Borough Clerk, $528,869.81, and utilities, $298,500.84. Total is $1,013,260.94.
Mr. Mayor, I move the vouchers.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Catalanello?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Under new business, there are two council appointments that need to be moved and seconded and voted on, so we have a motion from the council.
Mayor, I move the following appointments. Diane Driscoll, 70 Union Hill Road, Commissioner, Madison Housing Authority through August 10th, 2021. Gerald Mantone, 1 Highland Avenue, Commissioner, Madison Housing Authority through August 10th, 2020.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Roll call vote.
Catalanello?
Yes.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
And Ms. Vitale,
Oh,
you get to do number
Move for
21.
love it.
Thank you all. We'll be back at full strength as mentioned in 2 weeks.
Did he beat it?
Your record is intact.
There you go.
It's up there with Lou Gehrig. I mean, actually, not Lou Gehrig anymore. Al Ripken. Tough records to break.
Thank you.